I'm André. I was born in a small city in Brazil, where I've lived my entire life with my family. I decided to apply to the United States. I believe it was during my 8th or 9th grade, when I had the opportunity to visit Harvard and MIT. And although I only knew these two colleges at the time, I saw that they had something different when compared to Brazilian universities. And I saw that it was a place where I could really take control of how and with whom I would learn. And that approach of me really being proactive in learning was something that I thought was very important.
The most important help we got from Crimson was in strategizing his application. What he should be considering for each section I think this is the most important thing for sure. And of course, the knowledge that Crimson has about the American process, how they evaluate an application.
Wanting to see how else I could apply my programming skills and the knowledge and experience I had acquired to other things. And in 2016, I had become a voluntary English teacher at an NGO named Citizen for the World. Being a volunteer really taught me about what a volunteer has to do, the processes that they go through, and I saw that I could actually improve on those. And so I started creating some small improvements and I sent them to the NGO. They started applying it. It really worked out. It had an effect. I started creating bigger and maybe more bold improvements, and I started moving on with the project, and eventually I created this big package which I could finally polish and send to other chapters in Brazil from Citizen for the World. I really saw the impact I could achieve, and something that was much bigger than what I was creating. And so even though I was just scripting, I was just creating small lines of code, I was actually having an impact on the life of volunteers, on the life of the students. And so I decided to move on and do something with that feeling.
When applying to a US university, you have to have a completely different mindset than what we have in Brazil. Kids are not prepared. The schools here don't know the process and are not prepared to help.
It was really inspiring to work at Crimson with the people who have gone on to these big name universities that I've always admired. And having these people very close to me, working day by day on essay revision, on interview training, on whatever. And it really was a great example of how I could achieve things. And it really showed me that going to the university that I dreamed of going to was actually something tangible. And to me, having this contact was so important.